Hey, what's up? It's Brian Naganad. In today's video, I'm going to give you a method for getting your handstand away from the wall. Now, before I show you the video, before I get into it, I just want to give you like a quick overview here of what's going on. I call this method the T Standing-Freestanding Method. And why I use this is because it creates a gap, right? Or it bridges a gap. And what I'm doing is giving you like an in-between goal to shoot for when you're learning your handstand. Because the common thing that students do, well, there's two things. There's two common things that students do. One, it's that, first of all, they'll just be stuck to the wall their entire practice. They'll just be scared to death to ever get away from the wall, right? The other one is you may not be scared of doing it in the middle of the room. However, you're jumping up to handstand from whatever position you're in, whatever orientation you have your legs, you're jumping up to handstand. But the thing is, what are you jumping to? Like, you don't actually know what you're trying to jump to. And that's what this exercise helps to kind of like bridge the gap. So I call this like a quote unquote bridge exercise. So now I'm going to walk you through the video. Okay, so a couple of things, right? So step number one, what you're going to do is you're going to set yourself up. So this is what I call the setup. You want to get in the habit of doing the same setup every time so that you can start to build the brain connection, which is equally important. So you start sitting, as you can see that I'm doing, sitting against the wall, right? I extend my legs out. That's what you call like Dandasana, right? In Sanskrit, if you're a yogi, or just sitting with the legs out. Then take your hands, put them out alongside your ankles, okay? So it can be a little bit in, it can be a little bit out. It doesn't have to be exactly in line with your ankles, but what you're measuring, what you're trying to measure is legs distance, okay? So you're gonna look at that spot, you're gonna like commit that to memory, and then you're gonna pop yourself up to downward dog, put your hands right back in that same spot, and then get yourself up using your core as much as possible into a pike, or into like an L-shaped position at the wall. Now look at me here. I take one leg. You can pick whichever one you want. And if you look, I'm subtly shifting my body weight, right? So it's a subtle shift. I'm subtly shifting my hips. I'm subtly shifting my shoulders. I'm subtly shifting my torso, all out in front of me. Now, I want to point something out that's crucial. So one thing that you're not doing is like jumping away, right? So you'll see, for example, like in this clip, I'm jumping away, and you don't want to do that. You actually want to get in the habit of controlling the movement, right? So it's a shift, and if you jump too much, you'll do what I do and just cartwheel like completely off to the side. That's what you want to avoid. Now, the breath, right? So here's how you do it. You really want to be disciplined with the breath as you go through this. So you set yourself up again, and then you shift, right? So you do this on your exhale. And you shift and you come up onto the back toes, or like if you get, so read the pose below, you'll see if you're on like week 1, you do the toes, or if you're like on week 2, you go and you get your foot just a tiny bit away from the wall. So like 2-3 inches away from the wall max, and then you inhale and you bring yourself back. And the thing is, you're not trying to find balance indefinitely. You're working on trying to shift and then bring yourself back, right? So it's all controlled. That's how you implant, the motion of handstand into your head. So the long-term goal of this is as you get comfortable, right? So you can go for more and more breaths. The goal is to always come up and then come back, right? The long-term goal for this is as you're jumping up, so you're gonna do standing split jumps, right? In the middle of the room. And what you do is you jump, and you're jumping to that position that you found at the wall. You're jumping to that very position, okay? And then you come down. So you don't, the same exact thing in the middle of the room. You jump, you come up for like a breath or 2 or 3 or whichever phase you're on, and then you come down. So that's called a bridge. You're bridging the gap, right? So you jump, and then rather than just like blindly jumping up to handstand, you're jumping to that position that you've imprinted into your brain at the wall. All right, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. I hope you can get your handstand away from the wall. Now I have a question for you. If you're stuck, tell me, leave it below. Leave it below in a comment. What is the #1 thing that's holding you back from getting your handstand? And then 2, also answer this question for me. What other types of tutorials would you like to see? I want to know what you want to learn so I can make those videos. Okay, talk to you later.